One of the big things that they're keeping secret from everybody is that COVID-19 is really African swine fever, as well as the variants. It's just purely African swine fever, and I'm going to get deeper into this and explain it to y'all. So, this African swine fever came out around the same time that COVID-19 came out, okay? So, when this African swine fever came out, it came out in China real bad, right? And China is one of the biggest pork producers in the whole wide world. So these pigs started to get sick. They started having to burn these pigs. And this virus originates in Africa. And it spread to other countries. It has been around in the past. I've read a little bit more, but read up on African swine fever. I'm also going to get into a little bit into this vaccine because the way this virus is really resistant to low temperatures. So I'm kind of wondering if that, I want to get later into that about the vaccine. So I'm wondering if that's maybe why this vaccine must be kept at such a cold temperature. All right. So this is what this is now. So this virus is African swine fever or whatever. So it got into China real bad. It got into Mongolia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Hong Kong, and I guess it's also in other places like Russia. It's in a lot of different countries. And it's really, really, really contagious. Now, these pigs, they began to get, if you look at all the symptoms of COVID-19, every single symptom is the same as what these pigs have gotten, okay? You'll notice that the symptoms that they have, the pigs, the same way that people got COVID-19 toes, I'm going to show you guys how the pigs' feet are purple and how humans' feet turn purple with that COVID toes thing. That's because it's the same virus, okay? People's skin was turning this same purple, and they were calling it COVID toes, and they were getting these rashes like Steven Johnson syndrome and that kind of stuff. And, another symptoms, vomiting, diarrhea, respiratory issues, coughing, difficulty breathing. All of these symptoms are the same symptoms as COVID-19, but they are not telling you that. Now, these pigs were turning black and purple. Their feet were turning purple. So these pigs were turning purple and black, like fully purple and black. I'm going to show you more images of these pigs, but look at this. See how this doctor, his skin turned completely black. He was Chinese, and that virus turned his skin completely black. Okay, and I don't think it has anything, it's part of that virus. Like it changes, it discolors your skin. Here's people's feet. Their feet turning purple. COVID toes. Okay, here are the rashes. Okay, these are all different kinds of rashes. Now let me go back right now and I'm going to show you the pig's rashes. So I'm telling you now, don't eat pork. Do not eat pork. Okay, people's ears were also turning purple like this. People's feet. Okay? So I'm letting you know that this virus is not, they just gave it the name COVID-19. But it's really African swine fever. See, here's all the countries that the African swine fever is breaking out in. It's worse up in the areas where it's an active outbreak, where it's red. So all these areas, like, I read on the article I read, it's like upper areas of Russia and China and stuff. And that's where the outbreak's real bad. So here it's saying how to stop the spread of the African swine fever. How to kind of, maybe these are a few tips to, like, what can cause it. Like if people coming in internationally and contaminated shoes. contaminated vehicles and equipment. So basically the same like kind of precautions we're kind of going through with this COVID. Like you got to really be careful with international travelers coming in the country. Like everything's basically really strict and restricted because this virus spreads so easily. Now, in my personal theory, I believe that most of the people that are getting this virus are getting it from either contaminated pork or they're getting it from this pork. Yeah, this pork is contaminated, so people could be getting it from pork. And I believe it could be passed from pork eater to pork eater. That's what I believe. So I believe it is something food related here. That's what I believe, in my opinion. That's what I think. I don't know. That's just what I personally think. Now, don't be fooled and don't think they aren't actively selling this African swine fever pork. Now, when this outbreak first came out, the African swine fever, it came out right the same time the Wuhan outbreak came out. And they said that basically if you eat pork that contains this African swine fever, they're trying to say that humans cannot get sick. They're saying only the pigs can. But I strongly believe that is a lie. I believe humans can get this African swine fever because the COVID-19 came out the same time, as well as these African swine pigs. There actually was another few variants that just came out, and the same time that those variants came out, the COVID-19 variants came out. So pretty much, it really is, it's interesting. And, you know, there was one story I read where China had sent some dumplings to the Philippines, and the Philippines checked it at the border, and they checked it, and they found out it had African swine fever. So they threw those dumplings out. They would not eat them or anything like that. So this pork is actively being sold, and that's why the numbers are spreading. And, yeah, I believe that if you eat this pork that's contaminated with this fever, with the African swine fever, and you come across somebody else who has eaten this pork that contains this African swine fever, I believe that you can get this virus. I believe that is what it is. And I believe the reason why they're not telling you guys that this really is the African swine fever, I believe that they're not telling us this is because they'll lose so much money. The pork industry would lose so much money. The truth is, what they really should have did was they really should have just completely banned pork, like completely like out of safety. But they're going to still keep selling the pork because they have to make money. And a lot of farmers in China lost a lot of money. They lost a lot of income. And basically, people have had to burn pigs in piles and all kind of stuff. And, yeah. So I just wanted to make this video and let you guys know COVID-19 is not what you think it is. It's really not. It's not what you think it is. Okay, diarrhea, coughing, sore throat, respiratory issues, breathing issues. They had lethargy, lack of appetite, fever, weight loss, poor growth. So this is what this really is. So go ahead and look more up on the African swine fever. Look more up on the African swine fever and the variants that these pigs got. And you'll learn much more. You'll learn and you'll see that this virus really is African swine fever. So all I can say, all my advice that I have to say is just don't eat pork. I really would not. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. Like, yeah. So just look on videos of African swine fever and look up info and you will see it all. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you guys have a great day. I just wanted to go ahead and share this with you guys. And, yeah, talk to you later on.